nice strength and conditioning flow, and you add the kettlebell swing to it for power and conditioning. This simple flow is going to help us build basic strength and stamina for any future kettlebell program that we're going to work on. 6 basic moves we're going to go through are the deadlift, the row, the clean, the overhead press, the goblet squat, and the swing. I'm going to walk you through them one by one. There are other tutorials on my channel, and the program that I'm going to put out is going to build up each movement individually, then combine them until we get one continuous flow of exercise for about 20 minutes. Alright? I'm looking forward to getting started on this, so let's go. The first one we're doing is the deadlift. Now, the most important thing of the deadlift is that we're using our legs, so we're hinging at the hips, keeping a neutral spine, grabbing the kettlebell, and thrusting the hips forward, feeling that tension in our hamstrings and glutes, moving forward and setting the kettlebell back down. Once we've mastered that one, we can look at the bent over row. The bent over row, same starting position, hinge. You might feel some tension in your hamstrings, that's fine. You're going to grab the kettlebell and we're just going to pull it up using our back, right about the bottom of our sternum, the solar plexus. Doesn't really matter where. Pull it up, again, keep that neutral spine, keep in position. Try to squeeze the bar of the kettlebell. So if you're trying to bend it inwards and pull it up, and when I say squeeze or bend, I mean twisting your hands like this to really activate those lats. Alright, once we've done that, we're going to clean the kettlebell, which is very simple. It's a deadlift, but an explosive movement, and the drive of my hips gives the momentum to bring the kettlebell up here. Watch your face, don't smack yourself into the face. We set it down with the lowering motion of the deadlift. Again, grab it properly, feel the tension in your glutes, good hinge, and up, cleaned. Now from this clean, we're going to go into a press. And for the press, we're going to make sure we're squeezing our glutes, activating our quads, pulling up those kneecaps, back, core engaged, activate the back, the lats, and then press up and back to the chest. And again, all the while keeping the glutes active, keeping the quads active, pulling up the kneecaps, activating the core, rib cage down, activating the lats, pressing up. There we go. And we can set it down. Final one in this series for this flow is the goblet squat. Now you can hold the kettlebell in different ways. You can hold it like this. You can also flip it up like this. Whatever works for you. For me, as a part of the flow, this works best because it comes right out of the clean. You just go down, elbows to knees, and back up. Now, if you can only go this far down or less, that's completely fine. Give your body a chance to adapt. But that is the goblet squat, using the full range of motion on your knees, as opposed to the deadlift, which has a hinge at the hips only. So those are the 5 basic movements of the flow. And when you put them together, eventually, it looks something like this. So you do a deadlift, you do a row, clean, press, squat, set it down. And we'll aim to do about 5 of those every minute by the end of this. Finally, we're going to add the kettlebell swing to the mix. Now the kettlebell swing is both a conditioning and a strength exercise focused on power, but it's important to be able to do it well. The foundation of it is that same hip thrust from the kettlebell deadlift, only this time we're adding momentum to it. We grab the kettlebell here, neutral spine. We can feel the tension in our hamstrings. Grabbing the kettlebell, we hike the kettlebell back up behind us, and then thrust the hip forward, allowing the force generated from the hip thrust to thrust the kettlebell up. So we're not pulling from our shoulders. The kettlebell is literally on a pendulum, hinging also on our shoulders, and the force generated from the thrust swings it up. Now, if for some reason your kettlebell swing only comes yay high at first, that is completely acceptable and completely fine. You will notice over time, as the power of your thrust increases, the kettlebell will start to go higher and higher. Don't overdo it at first. We're all still learning. Another thing to be mindful of with the kettlebell swing is we hike it back up and we wait as long as we can to enter that hinge. So what you don't want to do is start hinging while the weight is still in front of you. You want the weight to come down and pull you through that hinge. And then you put those two things together, you have a nice strength and conditioning flow, and you add the kettlebell swing to it for power and conditioning every minute on the minute, working up from 3 swings to 10 swings in the minute. And it's going to be a good workout. So that's the program we're going to be working on. I hope that's of interest to you. You can start practicing maybe a little bit already here, and then an entire schedule for about 3 to 4 weeks I'm going to put up on this channel for you to follow and to grow stronger and fitter over time. Thanks for watching, friend, and I'm going to go off and enjoy this amazing view, but I'll see you in the next video. If you're more interested in what I'm doing in terms of fitness, career, life, fatherhood, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and let's be on this journey together. Take care, friend.